Training hacks. This is part 5 in our series on improving your takeaway. And in this video, we're going to go back to your shoulders because your shoulders are so important to improving that takeaway. As we've said, the takeaway should be nice and wide. And you need to get your shoulders moving to have that wide position. So your takeaway should have your hands pointed out and your shoulders rotating. What we don't want to see is no shoulder rotation and, let's say, an early wrist set, or possibly drawing your elbow back to get the club back to start the backswing. That's never going to be good. And as we've said throughout this series, in athletic movements, especially high speed, high force athletic movements like the golf swing, you need to start in a good position to have any chance of getting back to impact in a good position. So we're going to work on your shoulders in this video. And in particular, we're going to work on your rotator cuff because your rotator cuff is very important in terms of getting shoulder rotation. Now, we've worked on T-spine extension, we've worked on scapular function, and of course, for the takeaway, we need hip internal rotation. But you also need your rotator cuff to be balanced and strong because your rotator cuff steers your humeral head in the shoulder socket. Now, normally there's some impingement in the shoulder socket because the shoulder socket is very tight. There's not a lot of room. So as soon as you move your arm, the humeral head is kind of bumping against the soft tissue in the shoulder socket. But that's normal. But when your rotator cuff is weak or injured or imbalanced, the humeral head tends to bump too much or scrape too hard against the soft tissue that lines the shoulder socket. And so anytime you move your arm, you're going to be scraping and bumping against that soft tissue, and that's going to cause pain, impingements, and tears possibly. And so we don't want that. And of course, there's a lot of movement of your shoulder in the golf swing. So in this video, we're going to work on improving the balance and strength of your rotator cuff. Now, when you're working your rotator cuff, it's not like bodybuilding. You don't want to get a pump in your rotator cuff muscles. But what you want to do is have endurance and have them balanced so that they can continue to steer that humeral head in the socket correctly and not get any impingements, pain, and resulting injury. Okay, so in this video, we're going to work on rotator cuff exercises, and we're also going to do some work on the front of your shoulder to release some of the tightness in the muscles in the front of your shoulder that are creating this upper cross syndrome posture that we've talked about that makes it so difficult to rotate. So let's get started. In this video, we're going to release some of the muscles in the front of your shoulder that's holding you into this upper cross position, which is the shoulders that are dumped to the midline. So we have to begin to release and take some of the tension out of the muscles that are right here, that are pulling this shoulder into the midline. And to do that, you're going to take a tennis ball, 2 tennis balls that are tied together, and something to put them on. So I'm going to put this ball in this area here. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to place the balls onto this support. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little twist in that. So I'm going to tension up that muscle tissue, and I'm just going to do some motion. Put my arm behind. Now I'm talking, but really what you should be doing is breathing. So I'm going to take a deep breath in and release it through my nose. And I'm going to find another spot. Now this could be kind of tender. Move the arm around. Keep the pressure on it. If it's too much, you release some pressure. If you can take more, you press into it. And then you keep moving the arm in. different positions, however you want, okay? So that's a way to release some of the tension, some of the stiffness in the front of your shoulder that's holding you into this upper crust syndrome posture, okay? In this video, I'm going to give you a couple of simple exercises, some basic exercises to improve your rotator cuff strength and balance. We're going to work on internal and external rotation strength. So what you need is a towel and some kind of pulley system or a band. I have a band hooked up to this plyo box and I have a towel. So what I'm going to do is place the towel under my arm so I can squeeze this. I have a towel under my arm and I'm going to do an internal rotation exercise. So I'm just bringing the band in. You can do it for reps. You can hold it isometrically for a count, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. Or you can combine the reps with the isometric hold. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. There's 1. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. The reps and number of repetitions are up to you. The amount of time that you want to hold an isometric hold is up to you. But remember, this isn't bodybuilding. You're not trying to get a pump into your rotator cuff muscles. You're trying to build endurance and strength and balance. So go easy. Don't get a burn there. Just work it with moderate repetitions. 8, maybe 12 reps, 15 reps, based on your capabilities. But you don't want to overwork that rotator cuff. So now we're going to work on external rotation. So just like with the internal rotation, external rotation, I have a towel to squeeze, and I'm going to draw the band to here. I can do it in reps, or I can hold 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. Release, come back, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. When we're working the rotator cuff, you don't want to overwork it. It's not bodybuilding. You don't want to burn or pump. In your rotator cuff, you want a moderate amount of repetitions, a moderate amount of an isometric hold. You're trying to build endurance, strength, and balance in that rotator cuff. So what you want to do is have your shoulder and your elbow at 90 degrees. So I'm like this, but what I have my shoulder is in the scapular plane, so I am not cranked all the way back. I have it forward just a touch. And I'm just going to take the band, the pulley, stay square to the wall, and bring it down and up. Trying to keep that plane in motion. So I'm not back here, I'm a little bit forward, down, and up. Now you could hold it, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. Release. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Release. Or you could just do it for reps. The length of the isometric hold and the number of reps you do is up to you. It's based on your capabilities. Remember, you want to build endurance, strength, and balance in your rotator cuff. It's not bodybuilding. Keep it moderate. So in this set of exercises, we're going to work the rotator cuff and the shoulder on a diagonal. So let's get started. So in this exercise, we're going to work from top to bottom on a diagonal. You're going to put your arm in a 90-90 position, which is 90 degrees at the shoulder, 90 degrees at the elbow, and then you're going to draw the band or the pulley system down into a straight arm. Back up. So when you're doing this exercise, you want to avoid rotation, because this isn't a rotation exercise. We don't want to be doing this. We just want to work the shoulder and the rotator cuff. So that exercise is working from top to bottom on a diagonal. The next exercise, we're going to work from bottom to top on a diagonal. In this exercise, we're going to work on a diagonal from the bottom to the top. Now for this exercise, I have a pulley and bands hooked up to a pole. You could hook it up to a door. You could use a system like that, or at the gym you use whatever pulley machines they have there. So now we're going to work from the bottom to the top on a diagonal. You want to try to keep your arms straight. This is not a rotary exercise, it's not a rotation, so we don't want rotation. All we're trying to do is work the shoulder and the rotator cuff for endurance, balance, and strength. So there's 2 additional exercises to add to your rotator cuff program.